At Raising Financial Freedom, we're on a mission to inspire and empower financial freedom to every parent so that they can pass it along to their children. Through engaging stories, expert advice, and actionable tips, our podcast is transforming lives and helping listeners take control of their financial futures. Your support helps us produce high-quality, impactful episodes, expand our reach to underserved communities, and keep this life-changing content free for everyone. Whether it's $5, $10, or any amount, every donation fuels our mission and makes a difference. You can donate by clicking the heart-shaped link next to the social icons or the link at the bottom of the show notes. Once again, thank you for supporting Raising Financial Freedom and joining us in creating a world where financial freedom is within everyone's reach. Together, we can make a difference.
Imagine this. What if the next generation of Black children grew up knowing the secrets to wealth? Not just money in the bank, but real generational wealth. What if they understood the powerful history of Black entrepreneurs, communities like Black Wall Street, and trailblazers like Madam C.J. Walker? What if they believed deep in their hearts that they could be next? Parents, that's the mission today. Breaking cycles, rewriting narratives, and planting the seeds of legacy. This is the Black History Month episode of Raising Financial Freedom. And I promise you, by the end of this episode, you'll feel inspired, equipped, and ready to change the financial future of your family and community. Let's build a legacy together.
Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have it all financially? Do well-off parents simply hand their children money? Or is there more to this wealth thing? Welcome to Raising Financial Freedom, the podcast. We are here to talk about everything you never knew to teach your children when it comes to starting their financial future. The principles behind wealth and methods that are out there to teach your child about personal financial freedom. There is no real trick to earning other than learning. We are here to discuss, teach, and grow with you. Raising Financial Freedom, the podcast, with your host and concerned parent, Eric Yard. Let us get right into today's show.
If this is your first time joining us, here's what this podcast is all about. It's about giving parents the tools they need to raise kids who are not just financially literate, but financially fearless. We're raising the next generation of innovators, builders, and leaders who understand that money is a tool to create freedom, not just for themselves, but for their families and communities. Today, we're honoring the financial literacy of Black history. Why? Because economic empowerment has always been at the heart of the fight for equity and justice. During Black History Month, we often celebrate civil rights victories and cultural achievements. But there's another side to the story, the side of wealth building, business ownership, and financial resilience. Parents, this episode is not just about teaching your kids how to save or budget. It's about showing them that financial literacy is power. It's about building generational wealth that not only changes your family, but empowers entire communities. And the best part, this journey starts with you. Stick around because we're going to cover it all. Powerful stories from Black history that will inspire you, practical tips to pass on financial wisdom to your kids, and a whole lot of love and hope for what's possible when we work together. Let's dive in. Let's start with some absolutely incredible stories. Stories of Black excellence, resilience, and financial brilliance that'll leave you inspired. These are the kinds of stories I believe we should be sharing with our kids, not just during Black History Month, but all year long. Let's talk about a woman whose story I love and became a movie that I will share with my kid, Madam C.J. Walker. She wasn't just the first African-American self-made millionaire. She redefined what it meant to build wealth at a time when opportunities were stacked against her. Born to former slaves, Madam C.J. Walker started out as a washerwoman, making $1.50 a day to support her daughter. But she refused to let her circumstances define her. Through grit and determination, she created a line of hair care products specifically for Black women. Products that weren't just about beauty, but about dignity, confidence, and empowerment. She didn't just build wealth for herself. She hired thousands of women and empowered them to start their own businesses. She was more than an entrepreneur. She was a visionary. She once said, "I am not satisfied in making money for myself. I endeavor to provide employment for hundreds of the women of my race." Now imagine this. What if you shared this story with your kids and asked, what kind of business could you create to help others? What kind of legacy could your children build? Next, let's talk about a community that demonstrated the true power of collective financial strength. Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma. In the early 1900s, Greenwood District, known as Black Wall Street, was one of the wealthiest Black communities in America. Picture this: a thriving neighborhood with Black-owned banks, restaurants, schools, newspapers, and even an airport. Families built wealth, supported each other, and created opportunities despite the racism and segregation of the time. Unfortunately, we know the tragic end of this story. The 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre destroyed much of the community. But the lesson of Black Wall Street isn't about loss, it's about possibility. It shows what's possible when we combine financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and community support. So parents, here's the question. How can we recreate that spirit of Black Wall Street right here, right now, in our families and communities? How can we teach our kids to support Black-owned businesses, to dream big about what they can build, and to understand the power of working together? History is full of examples like these, stories that remind us where we've been and what we're capable of. But now, let's talk about how we can use these lessons to teach our kids about financial empowerment today. Start young. Parents, financial literacy is like any other skill. It's easier to learn when you start young. Here are a few ideas. For toddlers and younger kids, use jars to teach the concepts of saving, spending, and giving. For older kids, introduce the idea of earning through chores or small jobs and teach them how to create a simple budget. Remember, it's not just about the math, it's about the conversations. Ask your kids, what's something you'd like to save for? Or, why do you think it's important to help others with our money? These small conversations build a foundation for bigger lessons. One of the most important lessons we can teach our kids is the power of investing. Imagine explaining it like this. When you plant a seed, it doesn't grow right away, but with time and care, it can grow into a tree, and that tree can bear fruit for years to come. That's what investing does for your money. It makes it grow. Start small. There are apps out there like Greenlight or Stockpile that allow you to teach your kids about investing in a fun, hands-on way. And here's a tip. Teach them about investing in companies they recognize, like Disney or Nike. It makes the lesson exciting and relatable. Another powerful way to teach financial literacy is by showing your kids how to support Black-owned businesses. Make it a family mission. Pick a Black-owned restaurant to visit, shop at a Black-owned bookstore, or even invest in Black entrepreneurs through crowdfunding platforms. Explain to your kids why this matters. Every dollar we spend is like casting a vote for the world we want to see. By supporting Black businesses, we're helping to strengthen our community and create opportunities for the next generation. Parents, here's the most important takeaway from today's episode. You have the power to change the future. By teaching your kids about financial literacy, you're not just helping them manage money, you're giving them the tools to dream bigger, to build stronger, and to leave a legacy that lasts for generations. Remember, Black history isn't just about the past, it's about the future we're creating. Let's honor the resilience, brilliance, and entrepreneurial spirit of those who came before us by paving the way for those who come after us. I'll leave you with this: a world where every child grows up understanding the power of wealth, with the importance of community and the possibility within themselves, is not far-fetched. We can create that world, one lesson, one conversation, and one family at a time. Thank you for being part of this journey. Thank you for listening, for learning, and for taking action. Together, we're not just raising financially literate kids. We're raising a generation that knows how to build a legacy. Remember to start early so that your children thrive forever.
We really hope you enjoyed this episode of Raising Financial Freedom, the podcast. Stay connected with us directly through raisingfinancialfreedom.com. You can also join the discussion on social media, which you can also find links on our website. If you would like to speak with us, please send us an email through info@raisingfinancialfreedom.com. And as always, thank you for pushing your mindset towards a better reality. This concludes the most thought-provoking portion of your day. Don't forget to please like and subscribe to stay fully up to date. Until next time, be kind to yourself and each other.
Before you go, I wanted to tell you about a new option called Fan Mail, which uses text messaging to give our listeners the ability to text our show directly. There is a link in every episode at the top that will say, "Send us a text." You can use that link to text the show. When a listener clicks the link in our episode description, a new text message will open on your device directly to the show. It's that easy. So tell me what you think, what else you want to hear out of the show, or simply your thoughts on that episode you just heard.